Good morning, traders. Today, I'm less interested in the headlines and more interested in how Nasdaq really reacts to the earnings environment of Nvidia. We've already seen the market start positioning itself. Liquidity is building inside that falling wedge on both sides that I talked about yesterday. And this is exactly the kind of session that you will expect from the market, where forcing a bias can really get you killed, right? It can be really, really expensive. So I'm going to show you the two areas that I'm looking at for my bias, how the market would take shape, and how would I step into the market, and what would it take me to stay completely out of the market today. Let's get into it. All right, everyone. So let's start looking at the weekly candle. How is it forming and how Monday has panned out? So the Monday candle was beautiful on the daily time frame, right? It was not so bad, accumulative. That's what you expect from Mondays. But right now, the Tuesday candle is basically starting to build up. Now, 17 hours to go. So that means our whole London and New York session is pending. But what can we see right now is that the market is reacting very well to this weekly fair value gap. Now, this weekly fair value gap is going to be say all tell all for the market today, right? If the market pushes below it, we can expect the market to start pushing lower quite aggressively. But right now, what we can see is that we are taking support of the midline of this, right? We basically went below it and now we are back above it. Now we have taken liquidity from previous week low. We have tried to build below it, but now we are starting to trade back above the previous week low. This could be the manipulation for the week that we are waiting for. What would happen here on though is that market would have basically played out nicely this week, maybe not so much bullish or maybe a lot bullish. Let's see what happens. But next week or next month, because this is the last week of the month, could very well be building up. This could be the manipulation we were waiting for. This could be the manipulation before this area acted as accumulation, manipulation, manipulated the lows, and now pushing higher. We should be waiting for price action to clarify itself on the weekly time frame before thinking the overall direction. But I think this looks pretty bullish in my opinion until we are trading inside this weekly fair value gap. Moving on to the daily chart. Now the daily chart has the daily order block that we talked about. Market is trading still inside of this breaker block. So this was initially an order block, swept liquidity, came back up above the order block. Now it's a breaker block. So the market is still respecting this area. What I expect from the market to happen, the market can do two things, guys, over here. If we can engulf yesterday's candle and go above it, brilliant. That would give me a clear indication of where this market wants to head. If we get rejected where we are right now, that is also great. Why? We get a clear indication market wants to go down into the discount of this impulse range. Now, before we jump in into the trades, guys, if these morning sessions are helping you build a nice bias, helping you trade well, helping you understand the markets more, do hit a like and subscribe button because that is what helps me grow. So I would really appreciate that. Now let's look at the 4 hourly time frame and see how yesterday's price action panned out. Yesterday, we talked about how this market is trading inside of this falling wedge. A falling wedge is a bullish chart pattern. Now, if the market is acting bullish inside a falling wedge, right, if it's going down slowly, and it's not really breaching liquidity, what you want to see after that is a quick push to the upside after a change in state of delivery. On the 4 hourly, I don't yet see that change in state of delivery. What I see instead is that this fair value gap is going to be very, very crucial for the market. Now, if the market can go above this fair value gap, that means we have turned bullish in the market. Till the time the market is staying below this fair value gap, I'll basically not try to jump into too many trades. And this fair value gap also identifies itself on the hourly time frame, and we talked about it yesterday. There is this fair value gap on the hourly chart, which the market failed from yesterday. Now, in yesterday's video, I told you I want to wait for the market to go above this fair value gap, close above, and then I want to trade bullish. It didn't. Beautiful short trade from there. Now, today, what I'm expecting is that the market goes on to hit inside this fair value gap, inverts it. Remember what I'm saying here. Inverts this fair value gap, and once the fair value gap has been inverted, I'll get a great opportunity towards the upside. That's what I'm waiting for, guys. That's what is going to tell me how this market will play out. Now, we have already inverted this fair value gap that was formed yesterday during the New York AM session. It's inverted in 32 minutes. If we can close where we are, the inversion is complete. And that's when you will start thinking of this area to be a support area. Once this area is converted into a support area, that is where we start building our bullish bias. How do we build it? Let's go down on the 15-minute time frame to see. Now, on the 15-minute time frame or the intraday liquidity, Asia swept New York PM low. After that, there was a nice rally out of it. So this was literally the open. So the market opened, went lower, then pushed higher. We created a 15-minute fair value gap, pushed out of it beautifully, right? Leaving fair value gaps. Now, what I want to see over here is that once the market has basically retested this over here, it leaves another fair value gap. That is continuous bullish delivery. Once continuous bullish delivery is established, we can start playing the market the way we want. As of now, Asia high has been swept by London Q1 high. What you want to see is, do we start pushing higher from here into New York AM high and PM high? And if we do, how do we react over there? If the reaction is bearish, I would not want to short the market to New York AM low. I would rather want to short the market to this fair value gap from up here. So from 29,240 area to 29,140. So $100 move, I would like to short that. But once we come down to this area, I want to be neutral. I do not want to short. I do not want to long. I want to wait for a reaction. Once I get a reaction out of this, that is when I'll make up my mind of, okay, whether what the market wants to do, whether it wants to go higher, whether it wants to go lower. So my perspective right now is pretty simple. Wait for the market to leave a fair value gap to basically show me what it really wants to do, push higher, take this liquidity, and then react to the market and basically make a trade from there. Now let's quickly go down to the 5-minute time frame to see if we are seeing any opportunities that we can play right now. I'll be very honest, I really don't see any opportunities, but what I do see is these back-to-back fair value gaps. Now these back-to-back fair value gaps are targeting your liquidity right above. So 200 to 50% about to be reached, and 400 450% is just above the New York AM PM high. I'll be very cautious, guys. This area is crucial. This area is important. You should be playing for that area, but you should not be playing before that area. Once that New York AM high, PM high has been swept, that's that's where you will get a nice looking entry into the market. Do not preempt anything, guys. Do not react. Nvidia earnings is one of the biggest catalysts for the market. That's all I needed from the chart this morning, guys. I've got my areas. I know what I would be doing when to confirm the trade. And also, I know what would keep me out on the sidelines. From here, there's nothing to force. There's no trade to basically force out from NQ. Either NQ gives us what we want or it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I'll just stay out. Let me know what you are watching, what your bias is, and please hit the like and subscribe button for the channel to grow. Take care.